All right, guys, welcome back. We have so much time, it's a little to do this weekend. Wrong. And if you know what movie that's from, comment it down below. We have to get this lawn ready. And as you guys can see, it's a little brown and hazy through here ever since we started reel mowing. The lawn is just adjusting. There's definitely been some bare spots from summertime. And thank you, Municipal Airport, for that lovely plane. But as I was saying, the summertime was not kind to the front lawn, especially with us getting the reel mower and kind of really adjusting that how to cut in the middle of summertime. It did, respond well. I'm very happy with how it responded. I was kind of nervous to go ahead and really drop down to 3/4 of an inch like that. And we're looking good though. I'm not upset about it. As you guys can maybe see over here, I've sprayed some weeds on our yards here. Some of the topsoil that I brought in when we leveled the lawns, brought in some nutsedge, some spurs, so we go ahead and sprayed all that out. Everything's looking good though now. It's been a couple days since we've gotten that completed. So we are going to now do an overseed here for the fall. It is about middle of August, so we still have some high temperatures, but we're right in about low 90s right now and cooling off. So I'm actually, kind of pumped to go ahead and get an overseed done. We are going to take our dethatcher and we're going to go ahead and run through all this and get some of this dead material out, and then overseed this with some new seed that we have. Pretty much the same exact stuff we already have on the lawn. We want to go ahead and throw some new stuff in here and really just get this thing to thicken up a little bit. As you guys can see, like maybe over here, the lawn is very thin because of when we went ahead and scalped it. So I'll show you guys here real quick. So as you guys can see, like it needs to fill in. It's taking its time. It's going to fill in for us, but it's just taking its sweet time recovering from that scalp. And that's to be expected. That is 100% to be expected. We're just gonna help the lawn out a little bit because there are some bare spots definitely in the lawn. As you can see, like right here, nice bare spot. We just need to get this to fill in. We'll go ahead and get all this stuff done up though. So today we're gonna do that. I'm probably gonna do another video where I tackle that lawn over there because it needs to be done, because I'm tired of the HOA screaming at me and sending me letters telling me that my lawn looks terrible, whatever. So let's jump right into it. Let's grab our dethatcher out. We are now wired in. I do have my York here dethatcher. I have the Scarifying on because I think that's better when you're doing an overseeding, is just Scarifying. So you'll see here underneath, got my Scarifying blades looking nice and good. And we're gonna set this down to level 3. We wanna get nice and deep grooves into some of this. Shouldn't rip out too much, but I do have the bag on here, which I do like this one because it's able to bag so well and it holds so much. I like this one a lot more. So we are set up to go here. I'm gonna go ahead and Scarify the whole lawn here, the 2 lawns, and then we're gonna be able to go ahead and put down some seeds. So I will be right back. You guys can watch me Scarify for like, I don't know, 10 seconds or whatever, and then we'll jump back into seeding. All right, so neighbor's yard is scarified and we can take a quick look at it. So as you can see, there's some bare spots here. But you really kind of see, I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but you can see all the grooves kind of the Scarifier makes here. And that creates a really good seeding bed for the overseed that we're gonna do. So this side is done. I gotta go do the other side now. As you guys can see, maybe a little bit on camera, a lot of that brown is kind of gone, but we are left with, more bare dirt now. So 2 different extremes, when it comes down to what you're looking to do on the lawn. If you have a lot of brown dirt or, brown grass and you're trying to get it all out of there and get some new stuff in, or if you have a nice green grass and you just want to do a nice overseed, that's kind of what you're looking at here. So that's what we're gonna do. Because we did tear up a lot here and we have some soil sitting on the top, I'm gonna take my new leveler, lawn level out and put it together real quick and just kind of go over this just to make sure everything's nice and level, get it all worked back in. So give me 1 second, I'll go ahead and get this put together for us. So here is the new lawn level that I got. A little bit smaller than my original one, but what's cool about this one is it does come with pieces that you can actually make it bigger if you want to. So pretty cool, you can kind of get some variability out of it. There it is right there. But not too bad, very well built, solid solid metal. So we're gonna go ahead real quick and just level out the front because that's really where it was tore up the most. And then we'll go ahead and get that seed down. So give me 2 seconds. And just like that, we're done. All it does really though, as you can kind of see now, is that it gets all that dirt back down below the canopy, allows a really good seeding area, seeding bed for that new seed we're about to put down. It is a little breezy out, so we're going to play around a little bit with the seeding, really kind of pay attention to how that seed's going down. But let's go ahead and jump over to the seed that we're using. All right, we'll jump right on over there. All right, guys, so the seed that we're going to be using today is going to be Twin City Seeds Obsidian Mix. That is what is already on this lawn. It is a dark mix of Hat-Trick, Fireball, and a little bit of Team Me Up. So Hat-Trick and Fireball, if you guys are not aware, are the two darkest varieties of perennial ryegrass that you can find. And this is going to be just absolutely dark green after we are done with it. I do love Twin City Seeds. I buy pretty much all of my grass seed from them. I'm not sponsored by them. I buy it outright. And we go ahead and put this down. They are just a great company though. If you guys have questions about what type of grass you want for your lawn, you know, they'll ask you questions about where you live, what kind of sun your lawn gets, the tolerance that you're looking for. They can help you guys pick out a perfect grass seed that is right for you. For us, I've always done perennial rye in the front, and for me, I just really want that really dark green grass. So this is what's going to get us there. This is that Obsidian mix. I believe they updated this mix. We got this last year at closeout, and it has the Team Me Up. I believe this year they got rid of the Team Me Up and just went with Hat-Trick and Fireball. So it's even darker now. You're not having that extra third mix in there, but this is going to be really dark in here, and we're going to go ahead and get this down into the lawn and go ahead and start there. I will say, if you guys are doing a overseed in the fall, make sure that you guys are spraying down like a T-Nex, a plant growth regulator, and I'll go ahead and link that in the video as well. What that does is it helps the existing grass, you know, kind of stop growing for a little bit. It'll put on hold for about 3 weeks. It won't grow as fast. It's really getting more focus on root development underneath the lawn to really kind of help the growth down there. But what that T-Nex does is it stops the top growth when you're going to go ahead and put down this new seed. This new seed needs some time to grow up and mature to the current grass. So what I like to do is, and what I did about 3 days ago, is I did spray the lawn with some T-Nex, so that way the lawn would stop growing and we can go ahead and put down this grass seed here. And in about 3 weeks or so, when that T-Nex wears off, everything should be close, you know, to ready to go. This should be ready to mow, and we can kind of go ahead and resume where we were. So just kind of a word of advice, if you guys are doing an overseed, make sure you're putting down a plant growth regulator. I will link one down in the description. It is expensive and you use very little of it, but it does help out immensely. So if you have maybe a neighbor that wants to go halvesies with you on it, highly recommend. You don't have to. It just does make this whole process a lot easier and cleaner, I think, at the end of the day. So we're gonna put this down at about 5 pounds per 1,000 just for a good overseed. In some of the bare spots, we're gonna put down obviously some heavier seed just so that way those can fill in really well. So if you're doing a nice overseed, just about 5 pounds or so, it's going to be all you need, give or take, on you know, a existing lawn. Bare spots, you're going to want to fill those in pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my spreader out, and then we'll go ahead and get this seed down. All right, guys, so now that the seed is down, I'm gonna go with the next part, which I do think is optional, but we're gonna do it on our lawn because I have the ability to. You don't have to do this part, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll it in with my Greensmaster because it has a nice roller on the back end. I can go ahead and roll it, and it's mechanical too, so I don't have to, you know, lug anything around. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll in all this seed to really create that good seed to soil contact, because that is how that seed gets germinated. So we're gonna go ahead and roll this in, and then we're gonna go ahead and put down some fertilizer. So seed is rolled in. Last step, well, second to last step, is we're gonna put down some fertilizer. and some stuff to help this thing grow. We're gonna put down a little bit of a starter fertilizer from Simple Lawn Solutions. I think it's gonna really help everything kind of get a good jump start. It's not heavy in nitrogen, which is good, so that way the existing grass isn't kind of gonna grow either, but it does have some potassium and some phosphate in it that's gonna help that seed germinate, as well as we're gonna throw in some propiconazole. Now, propiconazole is a fungicide, but propiconazole also does help seed germinate. So we're gonna put down some propiconazole on the front lawn on that new seed, and that's going to help that seed germinate even faster so we can really get this lawn up to speed, up to growth with everything else. So let me go ahead, grab the backpack sprayer, grab the mix, and then we'll get going. I don't know if I want to put tenacity down though, because I don't really want some bleaching. That might be a game time decision. We'll see what happens here. So I decided we're not gonna do tenacity. I don't want any bleaching. I did spray the lawn with some weed stuff last week, so I don't want to over stress it out too much. So we are gonna do propiconazole though, 1 to 2 ounces per 1,000 square feet. I'm gonna cut this down to about 1.5. And then we're gonna put down some of Simple Lawn Solutions. I consider this their starter fertilizer. It's a 3-18-18. It's a really solid mix because it has plenty of potassium and phosphate in there. And so it's gonna get all the, I'm sorry, not phosphate, phosphorus. So it's gonna get plenty of jump start here. So we're gonna go ahead and put this down. And this goes down at 4 ounces per 1,000 square feet. If you don't have these cups, I'll link these down in the description below. Super cheap, very easy measuring cups, disposable. And so all I do is use these and toss them when I'm done, instead of using the same nasty measuring cup that you use for everything. So we'll go ahead and do 4, shoot a little water in there, and you're good to go. And then we'll fill this up with about 2 gallons of water for the 1,000 square feet that we're using. All right, that seems good enough. And then because we're spraying this mix, I'm gonna go switch into some long sleeve pants real quick, just so I don't get anything on me. So I will be right back. And we're back. We got pants on, some Levi's, yeah. We're just gonna go ahead and spray the lawn now with this mix, and then we'll go ahead and talk about watering afterwards. But we're getting this mix down, and we wanna just make sure that everything is nicely covered, fertilized. Ultimately, why we're putting this down. So this is all gonna help all the lawn kind of recover and grow, and really, just be as strong as it possibly can be at the end of the day. It's really nothing exciting, but I had questions for you all. Like, when you guys are doing stuff throughout your day, do you have internal conversations with yourself? Or is that reserved for crazy people? And if so, am I a crazy person? Because I am never quiet in my mind. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who was like, yeah, I don't do that. I'm like, so it's just quiet? You don't, what do you do when there's nothing going on? And he's like, I don't really know. And so I was a little confused by what he was saying, because I'm sitting here I have conversations with inside my head all day long. I mean, all day long. It doesn't even make sense. Half the time they are ridiculous scenarios of things that'll never happen, made up in my head, which, I mean, obviously that's a thing. And then the other time, just a conversation that I wish would have gone differently, or things I could have said differently with just random strangers. Again, probably another problem with me. I'm crazy, I think, now that I'm coming to this realization that maybe there's a problem with me. I don't know. Let me know, guys, in the comments. Do you guys, when you're sitting around doing stuff on your own, do you have these conversations in your head, or is it just me? Am I the problem? Oh boy. All right. Anyways, we're almost done here. We're gonna get this finished up, and then I will talk to you guys about watering. So I will be right back. All right, guys. So now that everything is down, we are pretty much done. We are going to go to our Imalaza system, and we are going to set up a new seeding schedule for our sprinkler system up front. So what I love about the Imalaza system is that it does have the ability to create a new seeding schedule. So all you have to do is go into your schedules here, like I am in the app. We're going to add a schedule, and we're going to do this for about 8 minutes each, only because this one gets afternoon sun, so we want to go a little bit longer. I'm gonna do one more at 5 o'clock, only because it's still hot out here at 5 o'clock, and let that run. So now you'll see Here comes that system. And there it is. So sprinklers are running. We're gonna get this all watered in and looking pretty. And then we'll be good to go. I'll have my neighbor run his as well, and then we're good to go. So you want to be able to make sure you water this in, and then of course, because this is new grass seed, you want to water this frequently to get that new grass seed to germinate. So that's why when you look at that Immokalee system, you see the new seeding, there's a watering almost every hour of the day. You can set that for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the type of sprinklers you have. I like to do 10 just to get it a nice good soak. Let it make sure that it soaks in. If it's too wet, you can dial that back. All right, you can always dial those back. It's not a big deal. So I start off with 10. I check it after a day or two to see if it's too wet, like when those watering times are coming up, and if it is, I'll dial it back a little bit. So we're done for today. We'll pick this video back up though when this seed is fully germinated and coming in and this lawn is looking hot. So we will be back right after this. All right, guys, so it has been just about 5 days since we put down the overseed here on the front lawn, and we already have germination that's looking really good. I am concerned because we're supposed to be having like one of those atmospheric rivers coming through, but since we have germination, I kind of feel like we're okay. But let me show you what we have currently looking like on the lawn. So here's one of the really bare spots. We'll go ahead and show you guys right here. So as you guys can see there, we got some baby grass coming in here. This nice little bare spot. So gives me some nice hope that everywhere else has some grass coming in. So pretty soon, I would say probably in about another week or so, the lawn will be looking really fresh again. Everything should be growing back in. I have another bare spot over here I'm going to show you guys. That's always kind of been a problem area. So it's kind of over by the porch here. But this area over here is also coming in really nicely. As you guys can see here, this is all starting to fill in here really well. So, you know, this area has always been a trouble spot because I think the sprinkler, which is kind of over here underneath this tree, I tried to cut this tree back this year to allow some of this water to come through and get this area a little bit better. But all of the grass is starting to germinate. So we're hoping that everything kind of fills in here soon, and then next week we will have our first mow and we'll kind of follow up with that. But as for this video, we are done. You know, we've germinated. We're gonna let this kind of go, and we'll do some updates as the season progresses. So that's all you guys really need to know when you want to do a nice overseed on your perennial rye lawns. I definitely highly recommend spraying some type of plant growth regulator because it does help with the suppression of your current grass to really help the grass seed that you're gonna lay down grow up quickly into that new or the existing grass, and therefore you're not going to kind of be competing for anything too heavily. You won't have to be able to mow your old grass before the new grass is ready for it. It gives it plenty of time to go ahead and fill in, look good, and get kind of uniform. So we're gonna let this go about another week, and then we'll get a nice mow in. But as for me, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, you guys know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button, and as always, I'm gonna see you guys on the next one.